Hello and welcome to another production of The Single Eight Show. Your name is
My name is Joseph Mills. Your name is
The Single Eight.
And today we're going to talk about the thin line of allyship and why it is such a hard road to toe as an ally. There are some suggestive things that are made that are objective thoughts towards allies, and it's hard to wrestle through all those things, especially when we go out and we try to do good things. And to do good things, we have to make hard decisions. So that's what I want to talk about today. And I want to process with you an example.
Yes.
As a faith leader, one of the things that I find myself torn between is the place that large evangelical conservative churches present and fighting against that. And then sometimes I also find myself fighting against the people that I'm trying to serve as a caregiver because they don't trust me because I'm religious. So there is a balancing act with that. I have a couple of more examples, but let's take the examples one at a time, because this one I do wrestle a lot with, because I want to share honestly, there's times I go out as an ally and feel not trusted, and I almost feel like more of the villain for speaking out. And I kind of get at times this, how dare you, because the major voice of religion says LGBTQIA plus is bad, but I present myself as a religious person and try to speak towards the cause, and I kind of get the how dare you do that sometimes from the people I'm trying to help. Can you kind of help me process that a little bit?
Sometimes I'm also going to come through it. I'm going to add another perspective to this. A lot of people from the community had religious trauma. And seeing a person from the group that caused that trauma, no matter what, will cause a response. Even if they're doing something good. Red alert resists in their brain for that reason. That's what turned their brain on to red alert.
Yes.
No matter what, even if they tried the first couple times around, they would still probably see you as someone gallivanting as an ally. And I'm gonna go into gallivanting for a second.
Go into gallivanting.
Go into being fake ally to get more information to use.
Yes.
And they might think you're paid to be there on the other side to get that information.
Okay, because
the other side is paid to spread jealousy.
Yes.
They are. We have seen this on many occasions. It is very much, even when you're trying to do good for a community, you have to earn allyship.
Okay.
My problem is sometimes people think you're automatically an ally if you're doing this and this.
Okay, that's a good statement.
But
sometimes I feel that way. Like, hey, I'm doing this. Why don't you trust me?
But
yeah,
you have to be proven to be an ally. That's because of how much the community is screwed over.
Yeah.
Time and time again. You have to prove it.
Okay. So let's stretch this another step forward.
Yeah.
Same topic, and I promise I'm not talking about you. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a LGBTQIA plus friend who I think that I feel that I have proven myself to, that still would not step into would go with me in a place of LGBTQIA plus allyship, but would not come to a worship meeting.
Because imagine that you are the one person they trust in that room. Now there's suddenly too many X factors to count. Would you want to go in there if you only had one person on your side? No. You only have one person that you have proven trust with. You don't know the rest of these people, and it's in a place that you have trauma from.
Okay. Okay, I can go with that. I almost want to disagree with you though on the only having one person that you trust, because when I started doing allyship at the school board meetings, I went in there with only one person that I trusted in the environment. But I had I guess the difference is I actually had a responsibility that I was going in there to do, right?
Yes, and I'm also willing to bring in privilege into this.
Bring the privilege in. But
you also have white cis man privilege in every room. That is a privilege in the American society that you have that makes things easier for you.
So it's easier for me to step into a combative place because of who I am.
Yes. That
Okay.
person doesn't have that.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
Because we also need to bring that into it. Because every person is different. It needs to be... Everyone's not the same, so therefore... You may feel comfortable with but one person, but a queer person may want to, or flee, to go into a space for them to be comfortable fully with people.
Okay, so I'm going to use a word that will come across wrong, so I'm going to ask forgiveness. So a queer person has a disadvantage because they're queer.
Yes.
They will always have queer against them when they go into non-affirming spaces.
Yes.
And that will be an underlining fear in letting their guards down because of the environment they're in.
Yet, especially in today's society, there is no sugarcoating it. Being queer, being a part of the community at all, you are discriminated against. And you have to be on guard.
Okay.
That you do not have to be in every space.
Okay, that's fair.
Meanwhile, other people like me, we are actively having to filter through like gold, going through the sand to try to find one right now. That's how it is.
To be.
That's how it is right now.
Okay.
It's sifting through sand to find gold. And the
I get that.
equivalent of having to find a safe space that you know and that you trust is completely safe.
So let's stretch this conversation a bit further then, because look, I want to know how to be the best person that can show a different image of faith to people other than what they have been traumatized through. So I've gone out to the places for over years. I have become known as a person that's willing to do that. People trust me as a person. So, but there's still a discomfort in the room because I'm the only person that they trust. How do I stretch that trust further to help people see that this specific area is affirming and safe? How do I do that?
You meet them where they're at.
Okay, but I've just shared that I've been doing that. But what I'm trying to ask is how do I show them that the place where I'm at is a place that they're safe to go to?
To that, it's a complicated answer, considering where you are at.
Okay.
I'm sure that even though that our side of the religion is all clear, but a lot of people think Christianity, all the different denominations, add one big thing.
That's a fair statement.
So no matter what, if you are going out and doing things, but you're still a part of the one big thing that it, to them, is actively trying to take their rights away.
Yes. So no matter what, the trauma is going to exist.
Yes.
Just because of what it is.
You can't... That question seems like, how can I take away trauma from a space? You cannot. That is a process that that person has to work through on their own, piece by piece.
Well, so I guess what I'm asking is, how can I assist someone to work through that trauma? Is there a journey that I can participate in that would help someone through that trauma?
I'm sure there is, but...
But it still has to open the door on some trust and that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all about trust. And frankly, our side of things, how many people do you think we trust right now? It's fairly low.
Well, that's fair. Yeah.
And you're also deducting if you can put the new person in a deck, let alone a space that have hurt you in the past.
Yeah.
In the deck. Now, I'm gonna reel it back to you. You have had somebody in your worship space that you have helped through Amplified.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But it's also, they have to be willing to. If they're not willing to, do not put it on them.
And that is a fair assessment.
Because we have had times on the podcast that we haven't talked in full about, but it was very much a put onto me through people in my age group. If you put something onto someone in the community, we will immediately put guards up because we've been taught to.
Yeah.
It's generational trauma in a community at large that are throughout families.
Yeah.
First thing to make that happen is that the group that you're a part of collectively need to realize that they caused that trauma and need to realize that they need to all help put the pieces together to make the space even close to comfortable.
Yes.
That's why... 'Cause I'm not going to lie, every time in conference, I'm like, I know I'm the only queer voice in the room, it's apart from like one or two other people.
I was going to say, but you also know that you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know I am one of flee against who knows how many straight people in here.
Yeah, even though 75% of those people are allies.
Yet, even though that, there's still that 25% that you don't know where they're at. You don't know if they're going to rip into you or not.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yes, it is.
At all times, that's scary. And on top of that, you have all the other dysphoria that you have going on. You have all this. That it's okay if a person doesn't feel directly comfortable in going into a religious space. And I think part of the problem is, especially Christianity and some other religions go, you have to be in the space to be a part of it. And you don't.
Yes.
You don't have to be in that space to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You can go through your own journey.
That's
and
fair.
a lot of religions don't give you that space.
A lot of religions pull you into the hive mind. You
Yes.
used that word in another podcast recently. Some religions want to pull you into the hive mind.
Yes.
And some don't. Like, so we are a part of the United Methodist Church. United Methodist Church is very much a big push on thought and exploration and processing things. But because that the big conservative church on the corner also happens to be the loudest one, then the Methodist Church, to some, looks like that because it's all that they know.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. So you have said a couple of times about trauma limiting people wanting to be involved, and I've already processed an answer to this, but I want to ask it out loud anyway.
Yeah.
I have gone through religious trauma, and
Yeah.
it's not LGBTQ. It is, you're going to go to hell unless that you do everything that everyone else is doing. It's the same journey. You're going to go to hell because you love the wrong person, or you're going to go to hell because you know who Frank Zappa is, or stuff like that. But I have gone through religious trauma, but I have gone to the places that trauma exists and have fought through it. So I want to hear your response to that and see if it matches what just came to my mind. What do you say if somebody pushes back? Okay, you have this trauma, but how can you work through that trauma without addressing it, without going to those places to process it?
Well, Freedy, there's no way around it. It's going to be my answer. And I'm using Freedy. If you know me, that's my passive-aggressive tone, because there's no way around it.
Yeah.
You have to go through those dark places, like you did, to go through that, to get through it.
Yeah.
And the first stop is back to the one thing I said. It's acknowledging that has happened,
Yeah.
and the people around you are willing to help you heal.
Yes. Yes. So you kind of said the answer that came to my mind. You said it radically different. I think you even said it way better. But while I was saying it came back into my mind. I had a desire that I wanted to be in that environment. There was something about that environment, even though that it had caused me different levels of trauma, that I still wanted to be there. So the example that you gave, that is a really good man, that has found his place through the Amplify group. He wanted to be there.
Yeah.
He had that desire to be there, even though the trauma existed.
Yeah, but the first step is wanting to be there.
Yeah.
It has to be okay if they don't want to be there.
And that's where the problem gets in. Because even the good-hearted people push too hard on something that a person doesn't want.
Yeah.
And it only feeds the trauma further.
Yeah.
And I can share that at times I'm still a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is other friends that I have, and I am talking about a completely different person, that I feel that I have developed a not just a caring but a loving relationship with, who will not go to even my worship service because of the trauma. And I think at times when I ask them again, hey, if you ever feel up to it, I'm here for you, that feeds that trauma, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good to kind of wrestle with.
Because it's not on you, it's on them, and it's your job not to force them
And that's
at all.
I think that's something that every Christian needs to learn. The liberal, the centric, the conservative. It's not about you. It's about the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is the baseline of the problem in full.
Yeah.
It's not you. Let them do it on their own time.
Yeah.
Let them do it on their own time. Let them get through it on their own time. And you shouldn't force anyone to get through trauma.
Because
you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
It's a slow process that needs to be balanced out. That needs to be taken time for. Because if you don't take time for it, it's not healing. It's them putting up another mask to satisfy you.
Yeah.
And we do not want that to happen again.
And there's no healing in putting up masks.
Yeah.
And that's a fair statement, because I would say if I asked enough times, this one friend would show up to church just to appease me. But that's not them finding an investment in that activity, right? It's them appeasing me. So you're right. That is absolutely nothing more than another mask of appeasement that will add on later to that trauma.
Yeah.
I really, you phrased that really well. That whole putting on another mask, because even if you go through that work and you build the trust and you have dear people that want to be involved with you and work with you and trust you and love you, you can still be too pushy and make it more awkward at another level than what was there before.
Yes. And on top of that, the community already had generational religious trauma.
Yeah.
And generational trauma is when it passed on through the generations. The trauma doesn't leave the group.
Yes.
Conceivably.
And
I felt like I needed to explain that because the first time I didn't.
Yeah.
The community has a lot of generational trauma from religions and other groups.
Yes. Thank you for talking through that with me. I needed that.
Yeah.
I'm glad. So this was the second recording of this because I misphrased something and terribly misphrased it. And thankfully, through being able to repair that phrasing, it got to this good conversation that I needed to have.
Yeah.
So that was the Single H show for this week. Do you want to plug yourself?
Go to the Single H store, sticker store. There will eventually be new stuff on there. But if you've been paying attention to anything and everything, it's gonna be second. Because and on top of that new thing going on, it's gonna be a second because my brain, for some reason right now, cannot use art as a stress reliever. And I'm only doing it if I can use it as a stress reliever.
And within all these things, if you want to see what already exists, please go to Transcended Media on Instagram. Go to our link tree. Go visit the Single H Show art channel. Go visit the Single H Show sticker channel. And also, we thank you for the sponsorship of Rolling Greens Golf and Cemetery. That's right, friends. At Rolling Greens Golf and Cemetery, we have the coaches for you to understand the game better. That's right. Sometimes we play the game in ways that we don't understand. It's harmful for others. And sometimes we need those coaches to come along to help us refocus our skills so that we can play the game together. At Rolling Greens Golf and Cemetery, make the place you got your hole in one the place that you have your hole for one. Rolling Greens. And
we have our very first official sponsor.
That's right, the West Coast Wrestling Connection. If you're free on January 3rd
at 5 p.m., it's been doors open, bell rings, first go at 6 p.m.
And it's the Mayhem in Menifee. So please go to the West Coast Wrestling Company Instagram page. Go to their ticket store, punch in the ticket code SoCalDWO.
SoCalDWO.
And that will send some money to Transcended Media, and you get to see such great indie wrestlers such as Jeff Roth in Southern California Wrestling. And also, the Blue Coffee. Blue Coffee and Dye.
Come down to Beating Diner. The guy who doesn't like musical free ad, go get tickets to see it at the Apollo if you're in the United Kingdom, more specifically England, London, in the West End. Yeah.
And that was
free advertisement.
That was the Single H show for this week.
Your name is
Joseph Mills. Your name is
The Single H. Have a great week.